Uh, Hello everybody, welcome to the live career show. Very nice of you to join us. Uh, Wanted to know if everyone can hear me and see me properly. A simple yes would be very fine. So guys, if you can just say yes, if you can just hear me and see me properly. Anywhere in the chat you can type whether you can understand, see this message. Okay, great. So Pulkit Ahuja says yes. Okay, so welcome everybody. Welcome to the live career show with me, your host Bikram Kalsi, once again, and joining me again is Mr. Gaurav Saneja. Hello, Mr. Gaurav. Hello. How are you?
Good, good. I am very good. Thank you so much.
Okay.
And very good afternoon to everyone.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So I was before we delve into this week's topic, I wanted to uh, just wish everyone good luck for the exam that's happening in these
For
days.
for to, for today's exam.
Yes, yes, it's wonderful. I mean, parents would be joining us. A lot of parents. So we'll be discussing with them and some of the students of the other non-medical side. So that's great. I would like to know that where are our esteemed the audience from, guys. You can tell us in the chat where you are, which city you're coming from, and what are you doing, what's your background, over your parent or a teacher or a student. Let us know. Okay, New Delhi, Pulkit Ahuja. Wonderful. Great, 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 great. So how are you doing this week? I
Audience, please do let us know. Are we?
I think we can begin with a little video, a little promo, just to get the session
Yeah.
started.
Yes.
And so, guys, just hang on to your seats. We are starting a video.
Asmita Dubey from Gwalior. Okay. Welcome, Asmita. Welcome,
Let me
Pulkit.
tell you something about you. You have the talent to do it. You have the ability to learn, but you lack the conviction to do things. Why did the last statement apply to so many of us? Since always, we have seen life as a journey, going from one class to another, or from one school to a college, or beyond. But in fact, the reality is far richer than it seems, as we have looked at life from a very narrow perspective. But the spectrum is a whole lot wider. Life is, in fact, not a journey, it's a dance. You will not know when you will be applying the things that you learn. And that is the mystical part of life. Growing up, that is what it's all about. Knowing yourself is the ultimate question, and it begins from within. Know yourself better. Log on to BrainPundits. We help you discover yourself so that you can take important decisions of life with ease and with confidence. Career and life planning is just but a click away. So, let me just make our faces visible.
This has always fascinated me.
Great,
Yeah.
wonderful. So, topic is at
Yeah.
hand.
The planning, career decision, important milestone, goals, focused approach.
Well, I
So
was.
rather, during our lectures to our students, it has always fascinated the aspiring students as well. Always, when we talk about goals, when we talk about focused approach, when we talk about planning part, when we talk about decisioning part, when we talk about aspirations and the complete journey. Yeah, it always creates a lot of goosebumps.
And it's like a very exciting time in the life of students that they have their whole lives ahead of themselves. They can do whatever they want. I mean, sky is the limit. I was reading last
So,
week this author. His name is Frederick Nietzsche. So I mean, some of the people must have heard of him. So he's very learned philosopher, and he is said to be one of the greatest philosophers in the 20th century. So he has defined the modern lifestyle, and he has said that in order to have satisfaction, you need to have some sort of project or some sort of goals. As you rightly saying that it's very exciting, it's also that it gives shape to our own life, a longevity, as in how we affect
Yes.
others in the coming years, like even after our death. So career is something that does that. Okay,
So
let's
let us ask the audience what is their expect. Let us ask the audience what is their expectations from this session, because topic is very hot these days. Not even in terms of examination, even this topic is very hot in media as well, right? About the lockdown and the whether the exams should be there or not. It should be considered a 0 year, or shall the exams should be postponed or not. So it itself has become very into kind of a very bright topic. So what is the expectation of audience? So the things
yeah
from this session,
like we
the
have an
most
open
demanding
question.
careers avenues.
We
Hmm.
want this session to be interactive, and we want people to send us their answers. So just want you to tell us, like are you one of those people who have not given the exam this time, or someone who has not given the exam? Because like the statistics for the JEE exam was that 1 in 4 people did not give it. So is it because the education policy is changing, the entire country is in lockdown, and things are in very extraordinary circumstances, and it is valid that people take safety, and they might have done that.
Bikram, Hamid is asking what are the chances of success in both, right? Or probability of success or selection.
Well, it's
So Bikram, just help us understand that is it possible for one to give both the exams, JEE and NEET?
yeah, but it's just that it's too difficult. The syllabus is too much that if you have to be some sort of really whiz kind of person to remember all that stuff for JE and NEET, to prepare for them, side by side. People have given it. People do take biology with physics, chemistry, and mathematics. My cousin's sister had done it. She then took biotechnology. So we'll be coming into these careers as we move along. So
Uh, the,
just
the
uh,
the way the session would proceed, so you would tend to see that the niche category of both these segments, NEET aspirants and the JEE aspirants.
yeah. So just look at this agenda, guys. It's about how to choose a career. First, we begin with that. That's a very important building block. On top of which we will dive into the NEET careers. We'll be diving into the JE careers. Now, this is not going to be like one of those YouTube videos in which people just blurt out all those jobs that everybody already knows. You know, we're going to be discussing why these jobs are important, and how you can identify. We're gonna teach you how to identify good jobs, good career paths, and if you get hang of it, it would never be that you'd be looking for a job. It would be that people would want to hire you because the skill set that you have would be so rare that less people in the world have it, and as a result you get more of a financial benefit and all these aspects. Then we'll be talking about the open careers
Agenda,
that are open to both. What were you saying?
I'm seeing agenda itself is looking very innovative and exciting when we say that we'll be diving deep into the NEET and we'll diving deep into the JEE.
Yeah.
So I am little curious to understand from my participants about NEET, right?
Well,
NEET was formerly known as something else, some other test. So what was that? I'm little curious to understand that. NEET
mm,
was formerly known as. some other test. What was
Hmm.
that? So please do not Google it. Please do not Google it. Though it's an open book question, because such things are very important for every aspirant whenever we are trying to prepare for one examination. So we should know the entire history of that examination as well. That when did such examination evolve and what are the
So
aspects,
this
who all are the agencies behind it. Okay,
no, 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 so
AIPMT seems to
AIPMT.
be the right answer. If anyone can tell me the full form of AIPMT, that seems to be the right answer. What is the full form of AIPMT?
Well, I think it's the All India something.
The
I also
All
don't know.
India Pre-Medical Test.
Yes, yes,
It was the
pre-medical
All
test.
India Pre-Medical Test. Then later it renamed as a NEET, which is now the National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test. That is the reason in agenda you would see that careers from the perspective of biology as a major subject,
Yeah.
right? And when we look into the JEE, then we'll look into the JEE from the perspective of engineering and science careers. Other
So,
than this, we'll also be talking about the open careers, the government and competitive exams careers, and the best part of all these things, because first 4 points are informative in nature. The last point is investigative in nature, wherein your authenticity, how to be sure about your choice, the most important part.
now we want that after the session, you guys do take something from this. You have some understanding, some crystallization of what you want to do, where you want to go. But if you want to be sure about it, if you want to be sure about your choice, and not waste your time, or invest your time in something you don't want to do, so then that we'll be talking about brain pundits and what we do. We basically help students such as yourself, uh, find their right careers, through their psychological test, through knowing themselves. So we'll be coming to all of that. Okay. So let's begin. How to choose one's career. Okay. So this is an evergreen slide. Gaurav, why don't you explain this one?
If you are following us since the time we are creating such web shows, right, on such platforms, on Zoom, on Facebook, on YouTube, you would always find us. We always talk about ikigai, right? Now, I'll try and explain it in a very crisp manner, and please write agreed if you agree to this. It says that passion, mission, profession, and vocation, and there are four circles around it. So, in order to give you an understanding, I'll try and pick around only two circles. Okay, let's take the left circle, which says what you are good at. So, if I'm able to identify that what I am in good, right, what I have good in me, and now I'm taking the lower circle, what you can be paid for. Let's try and mix these two circles. So you would be able to see the profession and passion part as well. So if I am good into designing part, and I know designing, and if I make my career into designing, I'll be paid good. So that would become my profession. So if you see the intersection of both the circles, and if I see the intersection of what I can be paid for and what needs, it brings out the vocational skills into me, which the new education policy also talks about very high. So this is very important to understand that all these four circles, if you are able to identify that what you love doing it, what is the best element inside you, what is the thing that world is looking forward to have, and what is the thing if you do that you will be paid for, which means in your professional journey of your life you would be able to achieve the purpose for that.
So it's like this formula that is there in front of you. It's been passed on through Japanese philosophy. It's called ikigai. It's a Japanese word. It means attaining satisfaction and happiness in one's life. And according to them, this was it. And I pretty much agree with this. We pretty much agree with this. It's very important to know what you are good at. I mean, aptitude is something that is important. It has a range. You can grow out of it. You can increase it and make it better. Some ways you can push it forward, but you have to know about it. You have to know yourself, your limits, and then improve on them. Next is what you love doing, the passion, the interests, the motivation to do things. Why we get up in the morning? That's these are the real questions, and I mean, people who are doing the stuff that they're doing, this is because that they do. So, and
Bikram, I feel if we are able to get the answer for these four questions, and if we pin these questions on our desk
mm,
to do the introspection to find out the answers, that
mm,
what is good in me,
mm,
what is the thing that what is looking forward for, what is that I love doing it, where the my contentment is there. So probably half of the problem can be solved. You can see the clear picture of what you look forward for.
I mean, I agree with you completely. I mean, students का एक issue an issue with students is that they are a little bit younger, and they haven't had the experience that in life you're supposed to learn things. That's how it becomes. You teenage years and the early college years, these are very challenging because you have to develop skills, develop knowledge, try things, experiment. Sometimes you will fail, and that you have to take with a grain of salt, grow out of it, find your niche areas. That's how you evolve, basically. So let's look into
Though
this
in
aspect of
early childhood stage, into early childhood stage, it is little difficult to pen down the niche area
yeah,
because your preferences, your interests keep on changing with the
yes,
passage of time. But yes, as and when time grows, you grow up in the life. It is very essential to pen down onto some niche area that what is the thing that you love doing it,
I
so
mean,
that you can pursue the same
even if you can
and if
just
explore the same as well.
I agree. Like even if you like try, like you're saying, exploring the things. Even if you try to explore, five things in a month, something like that. Uh, it kind of makes you grow out of your comfort zone, and makes you develop yourself. Everyone has to become an adult. They have to be responsible for their own life, and pay their way ahead. Live life, live in the world. Self introspection is
Yeah,
what
that's
goes
true.
into it. The personality of a person, if they know it, if they have mood swings, they're not good with people, or they're very good with people. That's their strong suit. They love talking. Their aptitude, in which area it is, whether it's in the verbal category, the communication, or the mathematics or quantitative math side. Your interests are very important here. Interests, they guide a lot of things. Interest can be tricky because we have initially when we are kids we have so many interests. We are interested in all things, and as we grow older, these interests they starting wean down, and by the time we're adults, we have only a few interests left. That's how interests work. By the time you're a little bit,
Guys,
what do you think?
guys, you can. I'm saying to my participants that you can watch our previous series, previous shows, that wherein we have talked much about personality, aptitude, interest, and motivation, and their importance while making any decisions, while doing any planning, especially in terms of for their career planning, right?
Hmm.
So, what is the importance of personality? How dominating each factor is
Yeah.
for decision when we are taking a decision. So you can always look into the previous shows that all are posted onto our channel
Yeah,
that will talk more about your personality, aptitude, interest, and motivation.
and how each job has a different ratio of them. So each job would have a different ratio of
Yes,
these traits, and even specifically what traits in them they're highlighting. So that all we do for our tests. So now let's jump into these neat careers itself. Jump into meat of it, the meat of the session, and discuss. So I want you to I'll walk you down through the journey of the study of biology, okay? And while we do that, we'll be briefly
and
we'll be talking
and
about
you
each
all
subject.
can you and participants can always pick a piece of pen and paper to make a notes of it. What all are the important careers that are of your interest and that you can look forward to
Oh
have
yeah,
career in those.
yeah. So let me just vanish our faces. Here we go. Okay, so this is a it's called a map of biology. It's made by this YouTube
Hmm.
channel called Domain of Science. They have a whole video on this entire map. You can check out the video. He talks about each one of these areas in biology very in huge detail, and what they do, how they're related with the other aspects, and how they're related with the subject matter in general. Let's pick a random one. Let's look at bioinformatics, for example. So bioinformatics is all about DNA and the genes and how they are coded, and how people can get information from these biological systems. Because this is kind of a coding information of the specific animal, whatever organism. So if we can crack how these genes are working, we haven't done till yet. This is the horizon. So we don't know. We know specific little bit about these genes. We know that specific genes do specific things, but how they are interrelated, that also functions. We don't know about that, and that's why so many of these diseases they exist. A lot of these cancers, uh, all of these things, they some of these genetic disorders, they exist because we don't know about these genes. Moreover, let's delve right into this bioengineering, wherein there is like a mesh of engineering and biology. Traditional engineering and traditional biology. The thing is that our knowledge is being growing well in singular subjects, but when subjects are overlapping, so there is still a lot of scope, and companies are hiring a lot of bioengineers, biomedical people, to or bioinformatics people, you know uh, in these areas they're being hired a lot. So these are the bright outlook areas. Let me give you another version of this. So just look at this. What this is that we have just taken three subjects. Okay, so we've taken biology, we've taken chemistry, and we've taken computer sciences and electronics. And we're saying that what are.
Vikram, I'm sorry, I'm cutting you.
Yeah, sure.
I'm saying, Vikram, if we can pause this slide for a minute, and if our participants can pay attention onto this slide, and if they can come up with that, what is their understanding of this? Because this is very, very crucial slide for those who are looking forward to have NEET, or after NEET, what is in it for them, right? So they can consume the slide for a while and do let us know
Well, basically,
that on the. Hmm.
what I think about this is that you can either go to the traditional route of biology, chemistry, computer sciences, or you can study mix of them, do a major minor sort of thing, in which you're doing biology and chemistry together. You're studying genetics from the chemistry angle. Maybe you're studying biology from the electronics angle, whether we want to make computational parts, something measuring our own different statistics of the human body. I mean, the heart rate. All of us have these
Hmm.
phones that have these heart rate sensors. These are all electronics that are being made by these people. Samsung and Apple, they're all hiring these people to make their Apple watches and all those stuff.
Hmm.
And look at the three ABC. Just look at that. So here we have combined all three, and it really goes down to genetics, because to understand genetics you have to apply computer algorithms to them. Understand that if you're one of those people who understands computer algorithms moderately, and genetics moderately, then you can really work well in these areas. And neuroscience especially, this is a field that is like completely still still open for discovery. So many things are so many issues are still prevalent in this science. We're still in the primitive stages. So now look at, we're just taking this as an example. I mean, we're not showing you all the careers all the time. Okay? We're just giving you an example that each one of these careers, like this one in medicine. So medicine, that is the anatomy and the, all these sciences that are, combining. So we can get all these specializations, when you're doing MBBS or, other, sort of, ancillary courses. You can do any one of these. The idea is that, it's up to you. You can either specialize in one subject, but then you have to study for a longer period of time, and or you can like study, major minor, having different subjects, and having that niche in that combined subject matter. Especially, again, this is in surgeries, different type of surgeries. We all know about these. A simple Google can give you a lot of these, and tell you a lot about them. So I'll move on to this one. This was a very cool one which I found. This one is about, different biomedical technologies, biotechnologies, and how they are related, to different one of these subject matters. Okay. So nutrition is so important. Like, we still don't know what is the perfect diet for a human, right? That is, again, it depends on person to person. We don't know the science of it till yet. Ayurveda has so many, corners which haven't been discovered by, doctors, real doctors. So, so these are all the avenues that are still out there. They're begging to be, investigated. So now I'll just play this video. This is telling about, life career of a biomedical engineer. Just see this, guys. Oh, sorry.
Biotechnology is really coming up with new technologies that will aid in biology, help us understand human disease, how biological processes work, and make people healthier. My name is Tejal Desai, and I'm a professor in bioengineering at the University of California, San Francisco. What I do as a bioengineer is create things that will help the human body. We build devices, we build implants, we build structures that will go in and treat disease, or help to replace an organ, or help to deliver drugs into the body. So one of the things that we work on is nanotechnology, which means that we're creating things that are very, very small. In fact, a piece of hair is about 100 microns, and something that's at the nanoscale is 1,000,000 times smaller than that. So you can't see it with the naked eye. Every time we go into the clean room, we have to put on this protective suit and make sure that we don't cough or sneeze or drop anything, because that will all generate dust or particles that can ruin our nanomaterial. You need a high-powered machine to be able to see how small these things are. But what's beautiful about these is that we can put them into the body, and instead of just taking a pill and hoping it'll go to the right place, we can actually direct the medicine to go to the pancreas or the kidney or a tumor site. When you first start out in science, you actually get paid as a student in most institutions. So you may not make a lot, usually around $35,000 when you first start out, but then you become a postdoc, an assistant professor, up to a full professor. You can go all the way to several $100,000 a year. So it is a career in which you can grow both intellectually but also financially. There's so many great things about being a scientist. You get to meet people from all over the world. You collaborate with different groups in different universities. We have to go and talk about our work. So we travel a lot, and so I've gotten to see the world just through the science. I don't think there's one quality that makes you a scientist or not. I think it's really about being motivated and working hard, and not being afraid to take some risks and not give up easily. So you don't have to get straight A's in math or physics. You really have to just be curious and want to pursue an idea that excites you.
So that was something about biomedical engineering. That's one of those cool areas that's still going on currently. Um,
I got goosebumps when I was going through that.
hmm,
The video which we was looking at that, it reminded me of one of my friend who is doing the biomedical. Now she is into research in
okay,
BHU, Banaras Hindu University,
wonderful.
and she is doing PhD onto the on cancer patient. So
Okay.
she has submitted her papers, and now she has been invited by the Ohio government from USA, right, to do the further research work for the for the US government for next 3 years.
Okay.
So the for aspirants, career scope is pretty high.
I mean, I agree with you that especially, I mean, after this crisis, people have realized the importance of medical, and lot of these countries, lot of the areas, they have been lacking in it. Now, we're investing, our time, our energy into, medical sciences. One of these areas that is, still not completely discovered. So let's move on to Jay, and now talk about the exciting careers of the non-medical type. So sciences or the engineering, or something else that's a mixture of both. What? Let's talk about that. So we are on
Remember, it's a joint. It's a joint entrance.
SAS joint entrance examination. Okay. So it has non-medical has four fundamental subjects. Okay, people would generally say three, but we are saying four because computer science has become uh, a fundamental subject of itself. Especially the government now saying that
Yes.
middle school children should be taught coding. I mean, this should have been done earlier, and rightly so. It's so important. You get to realize that we are communicating right now through this magic of computer sciences. Look at like 100 years from now. Would you have been imagining this? Uh, I mean, in fact, someone 100 years in the 1900s said that everything that has to be invented has been invented, and suddenly there's like boom of computers, and now we're just hyper, just start so many years ahead, and technology is ever so cutting edge. People are required here, and it would be great of us to direct you here, right? So, okay, so let me just vanish our faces again, right? So this is again from the domain of science channel. Now we're talking about mathematics, okay? So mathematics can be a little bit daunting for some people, but there's a beauty behind it, and if you get into it, it's it's kind of like an interest, like watching some TV show. You just start reading a little bit mathematics. You get to really understand and love it. Okay, so it's maths. Some of the maths is all about pure mathematics. It is just there to study mathematics for itself, because it's one of the subjects that's different from even science. Like for example, 2 plus 2 is 4, and it will always remain 4, right? And there is something that I uncovered out of reality, that is like truth, and mathematics is that truth. It's the closest form of us understanding the world in any coherent manner, and study of systems is rightly what it is. I mean, just look at the wonderful areas in it. You can check the domain of science videos. I highly recommend them. They will explain what each of these terms are, what are they doing, and there is a channel called Number File. Also, you can read, you can see one or one two of those videos. You'll really get to understand and appreciate mathematics for what it is. Very important tool that people, they are most scared of this subject, but it will and end up helping you so much, because so less people want to delve into this. It's a wonderful subject. Okay, so now we did the same thing we did with mathematics and chemistry and physics, and we tried to make up combinations of them. So, you can see that we're not going to talk about each one of them, but you can see that uh, the more cooler of them, the more cooler of the subjects, I mean, I would say would be the ones on the right. But you can be the traditionalist, you want to stick there, you can do that. So similarly, physics, the another one of those subjects, talks about the fundamental forces of the world. I mean, Mr. Gaurav and me both, we are made up of atoms. I mean, is that right? You are made up of atoms, right?
Absolutely right. And if we can go back to the previous slide,
Okay.
Sanjay Sashank is asking a question. It would be nice if you suggest how one can utilize the knowledge of mathematics. Now,
Oh.
this slide clearly talks about the one is the traditional aspect that I am doing mathematics or chemistry and physics, and these are the career options. However, the bright outlook, if we look at the today's scenario where the technology is emerged in every sector, if you see mathematics plus computers, you can always look into your knowledge, you can always apply your knowledge in terms of information
Ah,
theory, artificial intelligence, machine learning and algorithms, and
yes.
natural language processing, big data. However, if you find yourself sound into physics as a subject along with mathematics, that you can look into the astrophysics, applied physics, and quantum field theory.
The thing about these topics is that each one of these topics is trying to uncover huge things. Huge things. They have big aims. And like algorithms, you take it. So algorithms is about study of making steps that computer can follow to get some program running, get some result,
Job
right?
done. Yes.
Yeah. And artificial intelligence, what it is doing, it is teaching the computer to make steps. And so we have to teach them somehow, and the new ways, this thing called the neural networks, and all of this is all about mathematics, Bayesian algorithms. And it goes into quite a lot of it. If I just one slide back. So I mean, the if if I had to pick, for 70% people, what would be the best thing you could learn here, it would be statistics. So if you can learn statistics, like if you can understand statistics, you can pretty much understand your own areas, whatever your area's metrics are, let's say you're in marketing. So it could be that how much we are putting efforts, how much results we're getting. So some sort of equations that these statistics they work out. Statistics is so important. uh, Other than that, calculus is highly important in physics. If you're using physics or any of these, um, chaos theory, I mean, butterfly effect, all these aspects, they go into things like this thing called game theory. This is right here. This delves into
On the
we
right hand side, yes.
yeah, we as agents in the world, how we are interacting with each other, and how we can get an optimum result. If like I am selling you shares or stocks, and you're buying stocks from me, and some other also guy is selling, so what can be a best way in which we all three can do business better. So it's trying to solve all these problems. Cryptography, I mean, so many things. Each one if you look at each one of them now, uh, you'll just get lost in the plethora of information and things you can discover in them. So go nuts with this thing, huh? So
If you
physics
see
and
the if you see the applied mathematics
hmm,
itself, in the last slide, the applied mathematics itself,
yeah,
it talks about the mathematical finance, the optimization part, talks about the biomathematics, mathematical chemistry, wow, and the mathematical physics as well.
yeah. So everything, like, underneath everything is mathematics layer. I mean, that is the soil on which we stand. That is kind of how reality works. And it's just wonderful. Okay. So next, look at this chemistry. Okay, so chemistry, as we know, is about physical chemistry, inorganic chemistry, organic chemistry, and then there is all about manufacturing. So the yellow part is all about manufacturing various things. So all these big companies that we hear of, Unilever, the Patanjali, Hindustan Lever, all these other big companies, Dabur, So they are manufacturing these
Ra-
products,
Rather, we
shampoos.
can take as a complete industry, as an FMCG, as an industry,
Yeah,
is built up on chemistry.
exactly. I mean, petrol and how crude oil, and how you can use crude oil to make so many things, so many things. From plastic bottles to plastic chairs to we have seen everything. Plastic is everywhere. So this is about chemistry and how chemistry is helping the world. So again, the same slide, we're using social science here. Okay, so it's not taboo to study social science, and it is actually quite good. Fewer people are there in a combination of social science and computers, a combination of social science and chemistry, and all these areas are there are vacuum spots here, and we're just telling you that these vacuum spots are here. You can go there, develop some interest in these activities, maybe develop a career, an entire career into these things. Like if you're passionate about the environment, then you need to know about the chemistry, you need to know about the social science element, and you need to know how how you can vantage computers to solve that problem. So that's the best ABC that covers all of them. So next is the computer sciences, and computer sciences is again this new thing. I mean, it's a mixture of maths and perhaps physics, perhaps logic. I mean, I don't even know how I can define it, but all these areas, robotics, virtual reality, our phones, these operating systems, the computer architecture, CPUs, how they are made, then how Instagram finds out the best filters for you, you're using machine learning, and showing your post to your friends, and all these aspects, they are into computer sciences. Computer sciences is wonderful because
Look,
mm, yeah. And
this is the computer science that now, at this point in time, we have been connected to all across the country. People from all across the country are watching us live and listening to this session and watching this session, all by virtue of computer science.
oh yeah, I mean, even people from the world. I mean, even I mean,
Yeah,
technically, it's possible that people who are right now in the International Space Station, they can be watching us. I mean, they have the technology to do it. They can do it. It's all thanks to computer sciences. We have solved so many problems because of them, and it will continue to be the major forklift, because all the tech companies, they are the Fortune 100 companies. So I mean, we know where the future is going, essentially. So this is a diagram which essentially highlights why computer science and mathematics are uh, the evergreen subjects. And so what this is that
I would name this as an formula. This
yeah,
is a recipe or a formula, you can say.
you're completely right. It's a wonderful formula. So what the formula says is that if you have computer sciences and you have maths and you have some subject matter, it can be anything. It can be chemistry, it can be sociology, it can be you know biology, it can be physics. So what you do is you combine all three to make a sort of a solution, a solution to a problem that hasn't been there. So like let's take an example. So let's take the example of Uber. Okay, so Uber is, what it has done is it has made an app, right, using computer science. Then it has trained using algorithms and mathematics, statistics. It has trained its AI, and what it does is it helps you connect with drivers, and the problem that they're solving is taxis. you know Now replace taxis with food delivery. So what is that? Zomato and Swiggy. So they are doing the exact same thing, and this bubble is like business model, and not the business model, the technical model for all of these tech companies out there, right? They're using computer sciences, they're using maths and statistics to figure out traditional subject matters, and trying to find out the hidden knowledge that's beneath them, that's beneath the mathematics layer that we haven't figured out till yet. Exciting
Rather
things.
today, if you pick up, rather today, if you pick out any of the upcoming organization like your Ola, your Uber, your Zomato, Food Panda, Swiggy, or any organization which has great disruption, you would find that this model would be best fitted into that.
Exactly.
This model has become the technical model for their own business.
Yeah, I mean, Make My Trip. Just take a look at Make My Trip. It fits here. Look at
Yes.
Flipkart. Flipkart fits here. Amazon. It fits here. I mean, what it is that doesn't fit here? I mean, all these apps, all apps, they fit here. Instagram, Facebook. So,
Hmm.
okay, guys. So now let's do a wonderful activity in which we'll have some interaction, and we have a problem statement in front of you. Okay. So we all know what physics,
Rule
chemistry, maths.
rule of the game is you need to write the answer into the chat box.
Yeah. So you all know that these subject matters are there, and we did discuss a few of these fields. So I would like to know which field you caught your eye. Okay. So which problem would you like to be personally solve, if I can ask. So just tell what problem in the world you want to solve right now. Uh, Let us know. Write in the chat. We're waiting. I my personal
If I need to, if
you can share.
my personal viewpoint is the thing that I would like to solve is to increase the greenery across the earth to stop the global warming,
Oh,
the plantation.
yeah. I want to discover how the human mind works. So very big aim. Can we do it? Okay. So my chat isn't loading.
Mm.
Come on, guys. Just tell us. Okay.
So guys, those who are watching us live, do participate and do write in the chat box to let us know what is that one problem that exists in this world or around you, near you,
like
that
which
you would
touched
like to
you,
be solved.
which touched you,
And
which you said I want to solve this. Like there are so many beggars in the street. So I mean, it happens so many times. We think about it, and we feel sad at the moment, and then when the car leaves, we go, and so that's one problem. That's a social science problem, and how we can figure out maybe a way to solve this homeless problem. Get these people working, give them a skill, all those aspects. Well, the spectators aren't biting. well you get the idea, right? There are so many problems. You can pick a problem, your interest areas. You can identify, I want to solve this problem. I'm gonna devote some few years on this. You can do that. That's like a goal. That's like a project that you have. And you start to build work towards it. It's sort of a thing that optimizes you. So now let's look at the general career options out there for JEE and NEET, both of them, and these are to do with the government exams that take place, or like let's talk about them in brief. We'll have a separate discussion about all of them. A separate show will be about these careers only, but here we'll be just briefly highlight them. So the UPSC has two groups, to Group A and Group B, and the they are the cadres of services that the Indian government is running. State government also have their own cadres, and you know uh, people tend to have preferences over some of these cadres, and it has become that IAS has been the most sought after cadre, and then come others like the Indian Foreign Service, the IRS, the Indian Railways, Indian Economic Service. We have made a video on this on our BrainPundits channel, talking about all these competitive exams, and if you want to look at that, you can after this video. just go to our channel and see that video. You know, all these you have to be a graduate. I mean, except for the NDA. All of them you have to be graduate in order to apply for. So we
Appear
advise,
for such exams.
yeah, and we advise that you get your graduation in the elective subject that you're going to choose in this. Okay, what that will do is that will save your time, that will help you prepare even before actually preparing for the UPSC. It will help you develop one strong area and then try for these exams, because these exams, they're kind of tricky in the sense that it's kind of luck based at the end of it, because you've prepared for it, but at the end what questions come and how they're marked or how you're interviewed, these things they carry a lot of weight. So that was all about the career options. Time for another video. This video will be about how to choose one's career, and we didn't make this video, and it's a Creative Commons video, but they are also telling what you should do, and just see the advice that we are giving. It's like concurrent with the advice that others are giving also. So let me just play this video.
Career decision-making process. Career decision-making is a process that will assist you understand the intersection of yourself and the world of work, and empowers you to successfully pursue your goals and career pathway. With new experiences and at different stages of your life, you will often find yourself initiating this process again. The important part is to continue to reflect on your direction, how it fits with who you are, to make informed decisions on the direction that's best for you. The career decision-making process is broken down into 4 stages. Self-evaluation is the first stage. In this stage, you reflect on the overlap of the 4 components: your skills, interests, personality style, and career values. This information will help you evaluate how possible careers fit with who you are. Neglecting one or more components may leave you with an incomplete picture of the fundamentals that contribute to career satisfaction. The second stage is to explore career options. Start by researching jobs that you're interested in. You might consider the duties, responsibilities, and the required skills of the job, including related courses. Then focus on current industry demand. The labour job market is constantly changing. Keep up to date with this information to know what your field needs right now and in the future. The third stage involves decision-making and planning. For each job you have identified, weigh up the pros and the cons against who you are and what you want. For each job, decide what fits with you. Use the SMART system to help you plan the next steps. The final stage is taking action on the SMART goals you have developed. S. Specific. M. Measurable. A. Attainable. R. Relevant. T. Timely. Once you have taken action, you may return to stage 1 to further refine your options.
So they were talking about the exact same thing. This is a university in Australia. They were making this public service video and caught us on the eye. It's talking about the same fact that you have to know yourself, you have to know about yourself, and then you need to know about the career opportunities. Then you need to find a marriage compatibility between the two. That's how you find careers. That's how you choose your career. So now let's talk
Vikram,
about
my takeaways from this video.
Yeah.
My takeaways from this video should be the adoption of SMART system, introspection, the first stage, which is a self-evaluation, in which you try to evaluate your skills, try to evaluate your personality, try to evaluate your aptitude, try to find out a smart system which tells you your best fitment.
Yeah.
And then the second stage is the exploring. You start exploring which is called the research phase, where you start researching and exploring the various avenues, various directions where I can walk through, where I can achieve excellence in my life once I have done the self evaluation part. So that smart system, the self evaluation, that is what my takeaways from this particular video is.
Yeah. So she noticed that she said that you need to align your skills, personalities, your aptitude, all of them need to be aligned. If one of them is misaligned, I mean, there is a possibility that you might not do so well, or you might suffer some initial setback, or you might lose heart. All these
Because in
things
your
happen.
planning, because in your planning career, that self evaluation is the very first phase and the very, very crucial phase, which is technically we call them as a diagnosis phase. You start diagnosing and finding out the stuff which is present within you. What is your personality? What are the traits of your personality? What are your aptitudes? What about your interests that you like them? What about your skill sets? And then you start exploring the options which are as per the best fitment of all these.
I agree. Now, let's talk about how to be sure about your choice, that what you think. I mean, a lot of a big problem is that people aren't sure. Okay, so that's a very big problem. So if any of you are unsure about your careers, I mean, just type yes on the keyboard on the chat. We get to know how many people are still thinking about it, still are unsure. I mean, what I want to do, what do I want to do? I don't know. You just show me so many slides. I don't understand so many subjects, so many fields. What do I do? What do I do? I mean, people were asking. The one person was asking me in chat the other day. He was asking whether I should do animation or interior designing. I mean, it was completely different fields. They were both creative, but they were quite separate. So, like, I want to know from people who are watching, guys, whether you feel that okay, I don't know what I want to do. Just type yes. The idea is that because I mean, we're just helping you to discover how you can choose the right path. I mean, how you can be sure of it, how you can say with certainty ki, okay, yes, all factors considered, I should do this. Yes, ये तो set हो गया, lock कर दिया जाए. Okay, I'll show you. So let me talk about BrainPundits, very exciting time. So we help students like yourself to discover about their personalities, your career choices, life's purpose, even overall happiness, prospects, and career advice. I mean, we do all that using psychological tests, psychological tools. We've helped developed with the help of 15-20 psychologists from all over the country. Some of them have 40 years of experience in this domain, and they have helped us make this tool. It's India's most detailed career test. It measures you over 700 data points, and it measures you over 60 qualities. You get a customized developmental plan after the test has been done. So based on that, based on the results of your score, what videos you should watch. So our AI algorithm has suggested 1,000 videos. It will suggest you that you can develop yourself, your weak areas, or build up on your strengths. All that included within this test. I mean, after the test that is given, you get all these videos. Not only do you get, you get 20 career options to yourself. I mean, we have a career library of 70 plus careers that are made up of 350 odd jobs, and we give you the top 20 careers so that you get a good choice of what all you want, what all available to you, based on several hundred data points, like 60 of these qualities. What are these qualities? They're like your personality, your aptitude, your interest, intelligence, motivations. So all these things, they work in different ratios, as I was talking about. In each job there is a different ratio. So for example, the job of a salesman, you need to be a very good communicator, you need to be a very good people person, right? But even if you don't know much about computer science and all that, it's okay, it's forgiven. If you can do your job, what is ultimately required, that you're communicative, you're expressive, right? You can win the hearts of people. That's what a salesman is. And similarly, HR is also about that communication, understanding concerns of people who might be either be shy or are introverts, but still we want to understand what is the office environment like, how we can get the most productive workforce. All these aspects are based on the individual's traits. If you are an introvert and you are given an HR job, like probably you'll be end up doing the paperwork, right, and not doing the exciting part, and getting bored by it, and saying I'm leaving this job, all that. So we want you to play by your strengths, right? And that's why this test has been developed, right? So how many of you want to know yourself, your career landscape, so many questions that arise within you, right? What I should do, whether I should like how should I even go about choosing careers. So firstly you will get a test.
Sir, Sandhu is saying that I am unable to decide about my career.
Just understand this. You'll get the psychometric test that is included with the 1,000 plus videos. It will give you a 65-page career report. It will also tell you your strengthful areas and areas where you should go at. I mean, from the top 20 jobs. So that is our career test. It's India's most detailed career test for you. Second thing that we're offering is a WhatsApp group wherein you get updates to latest know-how about your own area, whether it be preparing for some examination, whether it be doing some sort of activity in some area, engineering or biology or computer sciences. So all these aspects will be covered in the WhatsApp group. Also, I mean, we are having this exclusive Facebook community wherein we have a closed group of like-minded people. So all these people, they know themselves from the aspect of their psychological abilities, and as a result they get to interact with you. You have the common traits, maybe you find some friends. If you have the same career goals, maybe you can form study groups and get to interact with them, prepare for goals, have study sessions. All these things are just clicks away. And you also get an hourly session, I mean weekly hourly sessions, about all these questions that you have popping around. So me and Gaurav will help you to basically mull over all those doubts that you're having, or some specific questions, or knowledge that you lacking, you're not able to find it. And even if you're completely lost, you can just hit up any question. No question is stupid or demeaning. It's all about what you're wanting to get out of it. So all in all, you get all these things: the WhatsApp group, the Facebook group, a psychometric test, and hour-long sessions, weekly hour-long sessions. And this is all like 15,000 rupees worth of stuff. And for today, we're giving it for 14.99. Okay, so 14.99 today is the offer. And what you do is you have to go to BrainPundits.com. So we have a lot of tests there. Okay, not only non-medical and medical careers, but we have other tests also. Okay, so so what you can do is you can just visit BrainPundits.com. Okay, and just go through the various tests. I mean, there are paid tests also, there are free tests also available. So if you want to give a free test, you want to understand, okay, what exactly am I paying for? So you can just go there, give a free test. I mean, have a look at it. Okay, it's all about getting to know yourself, and more tools that we have to our disposal, the stronger we feel about our choices, right? The whole matter is that I feel that psychology is an underrated subject, and its time is about to burst, right? People, everybody is, everybody you talk to is, either depressed, or they feel inadequate somehow, they feel low, they feel shy. All these psychological problems are there because we haven't addressed them, right? If we can just have a healthy dialogue, if we can just have a healthy dialogue, get this stigma out of psychology, right? Matlab, it's a good thing to know about yourself, right? It's a good thing to know about your strengths, so that you can work upon your weaknesses, you can hide them, or maybe you can do careers that are beneficial to you based on your strengths, right? So that was it about the show. With me was Mr. Gaurav Saneja, and we really enjoyed this session with you guys. So what I'll do is I will just enter in the chat the link of the tests, so that, I mean, if you guys
It's
want,
there in the description box as well.
yeah, it's in the description box as well, and I have sent it on chat again, and it was very fun interacting with you guys today. We had a little bit less audience. I mean, that's because of the NEET exam. I can understand that. Best of luck to you guys again. Please, if you want, you can recommend this video to your friends. Tell them about ourselves. We're doing this all this for you guys because we want awareness happen about these career aspects, awareness happen about psychology. Too long it's gone that people are suffering, and they're suffering alone, in the corners, and they're not being addressed. So we want them addressed. We want them to tell us I want to know about myself, I want to know about my career, I want to know about my personality, my aptitude, and then I want to take a decision. I don't want to just do engineering, or just be a doctor because XYZ. Okay, so thank you again. Please like, share, and comment. Okay, if you did like this video, please tell us in the comment. Okay, just tell us in the comment how you felt about it, how you felt about the show, if we should improve something, if we should get something in the show. Okay, so that's about it. Any words on your end?
I would say do let us know the feedback which Bikram has said, and please subscribe this channel and forward this session to all your dears and nears, so that they all can take mileage out of that. And next week again we'll be coming up with some exciting topic. And if you would like to follow us, you can go through our channel, right? You would see a lot of talks that we have conducted every week, wherein people have taken a lot of mileage out of that. So up till next week, stay tuned to our channel, stay connected to us, do visit our website, and do attempt this test.
Yeah, I humbly request, if you can share this video today, right now, if you can just share this video with someone who needs this. I mean, someone who can benefit from this. We're not asking you to share the spam people. We're just asking you to spread it around. I mean, those who want to know about these careers, who want to know about how to pick the courses. I mean, लोग तो बता देते हैं ये हम बता रहे हैं कि like कैसे करना है यार, how to do it. So if you want to get it done right, so just share this video, okay, and give it a like, give it a thumbs up. We also want to feel better about it. And okay, have a nice day, and always remember, the power is within. Okay.